I'm Dr. Rita McGuire. I'm the Chief Medical Officer for Wakana for Life. And I'm also one of the co-founders for Wakana, and I represent the health pillar. So it's my duty and my job for, each and every one of our business partners as well as our guests to understand how this amazing plant called cannabis can assist our health in a holistic, natural, and organic way. So let's first talk about some myths about strokes, right? One of the myths is that strokes only occur in older people. Well, that's not true. About 25% of folks who have strokes are less than 65 years of age. In fact, I have babies that I have delivered that have had strokes. The other myth is that strokes only occur in men. Well, actually, women suffer from more strokes than men. One reason is that women tend to live longer than men. Strokes is it's not preventable. Well, that's another myth. We know, and we're going to talk about some of the lifestyle changes that you can start right now to prevent you from having a stroke, or at least decrease the incidence. Stroke is the same as a heart attack. Well, that's a myth because strokes are very different from heart attacks. In fact, strokes, we'll learn very soon, are a disease really of the brain and the vessels and the arteries that cause a dysfunction in the brain that causes strokes. And then the other myth is that it's difficult to recognize a stroke. Well, I'm going to give you an acronym tonight that's going to help you to recognize someone who is having a stroke. So those are some of the myths, and hopefully you now understand that those are all myths. So what is a stroke? It's a medical emergency. It's really a problem that is occurring in the brain. There are some heart issues like atrial fibrillation, and of course, uncontrolled and untreated heart hypertension that can cause a stroke, but it's really the fact that the vessels in the brain, the artery supply in the brain, is either clogged with blood or plaque due to high cholesterol, or there is a hardening of the artery in the brain that can be due to just getting older, and it can be due to high blood pressure that causes the blood supply to be compromised. When the blood supply is compromised or cut off, the oxygen is cut off to certain areas in the brain, and that can cause a stroke. You can also have something that we'll talk about is the blood vessel can rupture, and then you can start to have a bleed as well. So some of the symptoms of stroke include trouble walking, speaking, and understanding, as well as paralysis or numbness in the face, arm, or leg. So there are three types of strokes. There's the hemorrhagic stroke, and that is when you have a blood vessel that ruptures and it starts to bleed. There's ischemic stroke. That's when you have either a clot that cuts off the blood supply or oxygenation to that area of the brain. And then you can have something called a transient ischemic attack. Those are TIAs, or what we call mini strokes. So those are a warning sign. So those are three types of strokes. And then when we look at when someone has a stroke on the right side versus if they have a stroke on the left side of the brain, it absolutely causes symptoms on the other side of the body. So you can see here that the stroke on the right side of the brain will leave someone with left body being affected, the left side, with their attention span or impulse control or movement on the left side of the body is now compromised. It's difficult for them to initiate activities. Drawing skills are compromised. recognition of faces, awareness of the left side of the body. They're not able to do that. Emotional stability is being effective in measuring distances of objects to the body. Now, when someone has a stroke on the left side of the brain, it affects the right side of their body. So those people you'll see have motor, speech issues. They can't express themselves. They have limited movement on the right side of the body. They have difficulty in controlling their emotions, understanding math, even writing, locating a space, body and space. They have an issue with reading numbers and letters, recognizing objects, and remembering written information. So that's how you can tell if a person has had a stroke on the right side of the brain versus the left side of the brain. And of course, it will cause a dysfunction or abnormality on the opposite side of the body. So let's talk about how do you prevent having a stroke, okay? Because that's what we want for our men. We want our men to be healthy. We talk about this every Wednesday. How do you prevent having a stroke? Because it is a preventable disease. Well, one way is to lower your blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, it's really important to take your blood pressure medication. If you're overweight, it's important to lose weight. That's why I open up our weight loss program every Wednesday in the month of June to only men, because I really want to help our men to lose weight and to really embrace a healthy, active lifestyle. If they drink alcohol, maybe like limit or even eliminate alcohol. We know that alcohol is no good. It's a neurotoxin. It's just a toxic substance to our brain. Treat atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation is a irregular heartbeat. It is a condition where it can start to throw clots, blood clots from the heart to the brain. So you want to treat that pretty aggressively. Treating diabetes. We understand that diabetes, again, is a risk factor for strokes. So treating your diabetes, having a healthy diet, and then exercising, making sure that exercise is a part of your everyday lifestyle. And then if you smoke, quit smoking. Smoking causes, again, a decrease in blood supply and oxygenation to blood cells, especially in the brain. So those are some of the things that we want to help our men to do. And that is very, very important. So let's talk about the signs of strokes. Very easy acronym to remember, which is called FAST. If you remember FAST, acting fast too, you can really help a loved one to recover who may be having a stroke right in front of your eyes. So the acronym FAST, F is for face. What you want to do is ask the person to smile. If one side of the face droops, that is a sign that they are going and having a stroke. The next letter in the acronym is A for arms. Ask the person to raise both arms. If one arm drifts downward, that is another sign of a stroke. Speech, S. Ask the person to repeat a simple phrase. If their speech is slurred or strange, that is another sign that they are having a stroke. And then time. If you observe any of these things, call 911 immediately. Other signs of strokes, again, is weakness on one side of the body, numbness of the face, unusual or severe headache. They may have vision loss. They may have numbness and tingling and unsteady walk. Now, a lot of these symptoms can be signs of someone who may be hypoglycemic. Many of you on the line may have gone all day without eating and may have had some of these symptoms: severe headache, unsteady walk, you're weak. But please use the acronym FAST and really get that ambulance, call 911 immediately if you have any signs of that person having a stroke. So how do you diagnose a stroke? Well, typically it's through history and physical, if you can get a good history from the person. CAT scan, MRI, PET scan, and blood work. Those are some of the initial immediate things they'll do in the emergency room. Now, some of the treatments that are early treatments and medications that really help to resolve or to minimize brain damage is something called TPA. TPA is tissue plasminogen activator, and that's one of the early medications that are given if they believe that this is an ischemic stroke where they can decrease the clot formation. Some other treatments that may occur and given are anticoagulants. Those are drugs like warfarin or Coumadin. And then there's antiplatelet drugs like Plavix, if we think that there's an accumulation of clots or platelets that have accumulated in the blood vessels in the brain. And then there are other drugs like statins, like Lipitor, and even blood pressure medications if we believe it's a result of high cholesterol or uncontrolled elevated blood pressure. So those are some of the treatments that we do use. And then let's look at mini strokes or TIAs. TIAs are a brief stroke-like attack. They typically resolve within minutes to hours, but they still require immediate medical attention. TIAs that usually resolve within 24 hours may be a warning sign of a future stroke. So if you have symptoms, they go away, please do not ignore them. Please seek medical attention for even mini strokes. So we're gonna now get into what CBD is, what cannabis is, and how CBD improves those who have either had a stroke or recovering from having a stroke. Just know the disclaimer that the FDA does not approve any of these statements. We cannot say that our products cure, treat, or even make diagnosis, but what we are going to share with you are some data and research that shows how CBD is used in even people who have had and recovering from strokes. So we're going to get into our product line a little later, but our company is called Wakana, and we are much more than a company. I always say that we are a movement, and our movement has a vision and a very strong mission behind it. Our vision is that we exist to help end the negative stigma, because when you say the word cannabis, what are most people thinking of? Getting high, weed. This is our vision, to end the negative stigma so that we can continue to educate and empower people in our community about the health benefits that surround this plant. Our mission, we're a catalyst to stir a movement that inspires people, many people like you on this webinar who are seeking to find their space in this industry. Maybe you are interested in being an entrepreneur and locking arms with us on the business opportunity, or maybe you're interested in formulating or investing, but just our mission is to evoke that courage within each and every one of you on the line to help you understand that this plant can be a vehicle to take back our health in a holistic, organic, natural way, our wealth, our legacy, and our freedom as well. So I want you to meet the 4 co-founders, because I think it's important that you know who's behind the scenes leading this company. Our CEO, our visionary, Melissa Boston, brings to us over 29 years of direct sales and 15 years of corporate sales in corporate America. She's built companies in over 40 countries. She's trained over 50,000 distributors. She's a social media strategist. And again, she's a visionary behind Wakana. Our president, Dr. Patricia Van Pelt, is a state senator here in Illinois, serving her 3rd term, also a businesswoman. Senior VP of sales, our fabulous Phyllis Nash, She also brings 30 years of entrepreneurship, not only in the liquor industry, the restaurant industry, but also in real estate. And then myself, Dr. Rita McGuire, I'm an obstetrician gynecologist. I bring to you over 30 years in the healthcare profession. All four of us have been pioneers and experts in the cannabis industry since 2017. So now let's look at the plant. Let's look at the cannabis plant. The cannabis plant has over 100 or more compounds, or called cannabinoids, that it produces. The two most common compounds that this plant produces is THC, or delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. It's the part of the plant that gives us the high, the euphoria, the paranoia. And then there's CBD, cannabidiol. It's the part of the plant that gives us the health benefits. It absolutely does not get us high, but it gives us the health benefits that we're all seeking for. Now, this plant has two species. This is the most important part of the webinar. You've got to catch. One species is marijuana. It has high THC levels and low CBD levels. That's the part of the plant that gives you high, the marijuana. And then there's hemp, which has trace amounts of THC. In fact, the legal limit of THC in hemp is 0.3% or less, and high levels of CBD. So it's the hemp species that we're going to concentrate on. It's the hemp species where our CBD is extracted from. So we call it the health without the high. So when we look at what makes our product legal, what makes our product legal is the Farm Bill. The 2018 Farm Bill allows hemp to be cultivated, sowed, and consumed in all 50 states. On a federal level, hemp is now legal. So after 40 or 80 years, wherever you want to start counting, and prohibition in the 30s or in the 70s during the war on drugs, hemp is no longer a Schedule I drug. It used to be a drug right up there with LSD and cocaine and heroin and even marijuana. So our product is legal. It's extracted from the hemp species of the cannabis plant, which contains the legal limit of THC, which is 0.3%, and none of our products will get you high. Really important to understand that. So CBD, again, stands for cannabidiol. It's the most common compound found in that hemp species. There's no mind-altering effects like THC. There's no paranoia. There's no euphoria. There's no high. I've been using CBD in my practice in the last 3 years, and I use it in conjunction with formal treatments, pharmaceutical medications, really to help allow my patients to have a more holistic way of their wellness and their health. So when we look at the other cannabinoids, you can see them here. There's CBG and CBC and delta-9 THCA. There's like 100 plus cannabinoids that the plant makes. But what we're going to concentrate on are the medicinal benefits of CBD, right? CBD has a long list. Here are just some of them of medicinal benefits. CBD can help relieve pain, anxiety, reduce inflammation, relieve psychosis, stimulate the appetite, reduce nausea, reduce seizures, prevent nervous system degeneration like we see in folks who have had strokes. It suppresses the muscle spasms. It manages blood sugar. It treats psoriasis and eczema and acne. It can inhibit cancer cell growth. It can reduce the risk of arterial blockage. Very important in those who have had strokes. It can increase bone growth. It can kill or slow bacterial growth. So many disorders that CBD has benefit. In fact, there's 20,000 peer-reviewed articles that prove that. And I challenge each and every one of you, use your favorite search engine, put CBD and whatever you want to improve, you can put in your search engine and find all of the data on the research on the medicinal benefits of CBD. Lots and lots of research. So how does CBD work though in the body? You know, sounds like a snake oil. I read off just a small abbreviated list of medicinal benefits. There are many, many more, but this is how CBD works. It's really a science. It's not a snake oil. It's not a magical potion. There is a real science behind how it works in our body. And that science is called the endocannabinoid system. And this system is in every single human being. If you have a spinal cord, you have an endocannabinoid system. And this system is made up of receptors that are looking for CBD and all of those other cannabinoids or compounds that the plant makes. It's looking for these compounds to put our body in balance. And what's so fascinating is that our body makes compounds just like CBD and THC, but our bodies are deficient. It's just like when you think about, well, why do you take a multivitamin? Or why do you supplement your diet with vitamin D? Or why do you supplement your diet with vitamin C? Why do you supplement your body with minerals? Why? Because our body is not able to make sufficient amounts of these products. It's the same that holds true with the endocannabinoid system. So that's why this system becomes out of balance. This system starts to cause disease issues like inflammation and pain and high blood sugar and high blood pressure and high cholesterol levels and anxiety and depression. So that's why when we take in CBD, when we take in these other cannabis byproducts, it puts the body back in balance. And so these receptors are found throughout our entire body. They're found in the brain, in the central nervous system. That's why they're so effective when we talk about symptoms of strokes. They're found in the periphery, the immune system. They're found in the heart, the lungs, the liver, the kidney, the skin. They're found in the testes, the bones. They're found in the teeth. They're found in every single organ and gland in our body, as you can see here, to put the body back into balance. So when we think about CBD and the benefits of the brain, there's a lot of studies that show that CBD helps with psychosis. We talked about that. It helps with depression and anxiety. It's an oxidative, it's an antioxidative properties as well, and neuroprotective. And we know that when we have damage to the brain, as we have in strokes, not only the arterial supply, but the nerves and the neurons and the neurotransmitters that send signals to our brain, CBD is neuroprotective, meaning it can start to regenerate and protect those neurons that have been damaged while someone has had a stroke. So the research is there. There's lots of research. There's research in 2010, they did a review and they found that CBD may help protect stroke patients from brain damage. There's also research that shows it aids in recovery. They can help boost the brain function. Another review in 2017, just 3 years ago, concluded that CBD increased the blood flow during a stroke. So this review showed that if you gave someone CBD while they were having a stroke, and now you guys know what the signs of stroke, you're going to use the acronym FAST, face, arms, speech, call 911. This review showed that when those that received CBD, it increased the blood flow and helped to decrease brain damage. So I've shared here the actual studies where they've used CBD during an ischemic stroke, where they've used CBD to increase blood pressure and blood flow. They've used CBD to even improve the cholesterol levels. All of this can be found very easily in dozens and dozens and dozens of research articles. So that's why we never have to say anything about making claims. You can do your own due diligence as it relates to research and studies on CBD. So let's specifically now talk about our product. Now you know what a stroke is, the three different types of strokes. You know how to diagnose a stroke. If someone was in front of you, you would use the acronym FAST and call 911. You understand how CBD, which is extracted from the hemp species, gives you the health without the high. You know a lot of the medicinal benefits. You know it's a science on how it works in our body. And you understand the studies that have shown how CBD is a neuroprotective, it's an antioxidant, dative properties, it's an anti-inflammatory, it helps with anxiety and depression because, of course, those who have gone through strokes go through all of those side effects post-stroke. So what makes our products at Wakana different from products that you may see either at the gas station or the video store? It just cracks me up when here in Chicago, all of the video stores sell CBD. What makes our products unique? Well, our products are unique because we provide some of the most rich medicinal hemp that's fully compliant with the Department of Agriculture regulations. Our products are organically grown. Our products are industrial hemp registered. Our products are products you can trust. And our products are compliant with the Farm Bill. And the Farm Bill states that the CBD has to be sourced from the industrial hemp species of the cannabis plant. What's critical in this CBD marketplace is having a transparency and commitment to quality. And here at Wakana, we have that transparency and commitment to quality. We have certificates of analysis. Certificates of analysis are what we use to help our consumers to see that what is on the label and what we say is in the bottle is in the bottle. So our certificates of analysis will also analyze the potency of the products, safety and quality of our products. And so because it is still Father's Day month, you know, we talk about some specific products for the men in our life. The men in our life that we know that honestly are just not healthy. They're overweight, they're sedentary, they're stressed out, they may smoke, they may have an awful diet full of fried food and processed food. And these are some products that I'm recommending for those men in our lives that, because of all those bad habits, are now at increased risk of having a stroke. Remember, strokes are preventable. We can prevent this, guys. We can prevent our loved ones from having strokes. It's really about lifestyle modifications, right? CBD is not magical, but it becomes magical when you combine lifestyle modifications in our diet, starting to exercise, reducing stress, getting sleep, drinking our water. You combine that with CBD products here at Wakana, that's when it becomes magical, right? It's hard to change our host or our internal makeup if we're continuing to eat poorly. We're under a lot of stress. So our first product I want to talk to you about is our Hempranium 500. And our Hempranium 500 has a proprietary formula where we've enhanced our CBD product with organic certified essential oils that even boost all of the great properties that CBD has. The anti-inflammatory properties. Black seed has been shown to rebuild the beta cells in the pancreas. Black seed also is an antioxidant. It also helps to normalize blood sugars because it's an anti-inflammatory. And then turmeric. Turmeric, we all know, many of you take turmeric in this formulation. Turmeric is another powerful herb that helps to reduce inflammation. It helps to increase blood flow. Peppermint. Peppermint is another essential oil that we're going to talk specifically about and how it improves even post-stroke recovery patients. This is a product that's a tincture. That means it's an oil you place underneath your tongue. 3 drops twice a day is a great way to start this product on a daily basis. And what I like about CBD is that most people don't need a lot of CBD to get the body back in balance. There is a maximum recommended dose, and that's 15 drops twice a day. Most people don't need it, but there is that small minority of folks that need that maximum dose. So that's our Hempranium 500. Again, 3 drops twice a day. Start low, start slow is a great way to start. And then our topical power liquid relief, or our Dr. Reader's rub. And this is really important in those for stroke prevention because we talk about some of the risk factors of being overweight, diabetic, hypertensive, a lot of the autoimmune diseases like lupus and fibromyalgia and multiple sclerosis put a man at increased risk. And all of those conditions typically have joint or muscle pain or inflammation. This is a topical product that not only has 200 milligrams of CBD, but it also has 19 USDA certified organic essential oils that help to decrease inflammation. Again, we want to decrease overall inflammation in the body, overall increasing blood flow so that we can reduce those risks. I love this product because this is a great product that can be used throughout the day. It doesn't pass the blood-brain barrier. So if you have random drug screens, this is a product, and I failed to mention that our Hempranium 500 milligrams, if you have random drug screens, this is not the product you want to take. You want to take our other broad spectrum tincture, our pure product, if you have random drug screens. Now, our Diamond Life pre-roll is another product that's a full spectrum product. It does contain the legal limit of THC, which is 0.3%. It's fast acting. It acts and gets into the bloodstream within 1 to 5 minutes. It's a pre-roll. It's a CBD joint. It will not get you high, even though we use the word pre-roll or joint. Remember, CBD that's extracted from the hemp species does not get you high. So this is a great product for acute pain, anxiety, depression, inability to sleep, all of these issues and symptoms that we see those who are post-stroke recovery or those who we want to prevent, from having strokes. How do you do that? Well, if you decrease stress and anxiety, you help people get more sleep, they are healthier beings. So 2 to 3 pulls 3 times a day is all you need. You don't need to smoke the entire pre-roll in one sitting. Now, the reason why I recommend to combine all of these products that I'm going to talk about tonight is because as the tincture is working in your system and as the topical is working and giving you local relief of pain and inflammation, it's always good to have that fast-acting product like a pre-roll in the event you need something to work quickly within 1 to 5 minutes. The tincture typically takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get into the bloodstream. The topical is pretty immediate local relief. The diamond pre-roll within 1 to 5 minutes. So as one is getting in the system, another form of consuming CBD can start to act. It brings me to our gummies. Our gummies, again, are an amazing way to get CBD into the body. It takes about 30 to 90 minutes before it gets into the bloodstream. So gummies are great to use for me personally at night. 30 minutes before it's time for me to go to bed, I eat a gummy. Again, the same medicinal benefits for CBD, being an anti-inflammatory, helping to give that REM sleep, that rapid eye movement sleep, helping to improve blood flow, helping to improve some metabolic disturbances like diabetes, helping to improve the dilation of blood vessels. All of those things have been shown in data and research where CBD can improve. Now, this particular gummy is a broad spectrum gummy. It is a gummy that contains less than 0.0% of THC. So this particular gummy is the option for those who have random drug screens at their job. Now, I always like to start with half a gummy. Remember, start low, start slow. We want you to have a great response when you take our products. So more is not better. I did not refresh my slides, but our new gummies are actually 20 milligrams. We have 25 gummies now in our bottles, and they're 20 milligrams. A great way, again, to get CBD into the system. This particular gummy comes in a 4-pack, as well as a 25-pack bottle. Now let's talk about some essential oils that we carry that will address stroke recovery patients. One is peppermint. Peppermint is a great essential oil for those because it helps with dizziness. It helps with nausea. Peppermint has been found to stimulate brain activity. You take some peppermint, 1 drop, you rub it in the palms of your hands, and you just inhale that peppermint aroma. It improves concentration. It gives you energy, improves your memory. You can even take 1 drop of peppermint and massage it into the skin, around your temporal area, around the back of your neck. It's just a cooling and very soothing effect that can calm your nerves and relieve pain. So peppermint is an essential oil that you really want to have around for those who are even recovering from a stroke. Eucalyptus is another essential oil. They've done a lot of studies on eucalyptus. It promotes cellular activity. It improves circulation. Not only is it an antiviral, an antioxidant, but it's an antiseptic. It relieves muscle and joint pain. So a lot of these medications and treatment and physical therapy that post-stroke patients go through, even essential oils can be used to help their recovery. So these are eucalyptus and peppermint. So in that Father's Day special are products that those that we love, those men that we love, we just want them to be healthy. There is so many things that we can do right now to help our men, prevent them from having a stroke, and those who we love that have had a stroke, absolutely, there are products to help to improve the quality of their life. So in the Father's Day package is the CBD liquid relief, the Dr. Rita's Rub, that Hempranium 500 tincture. We have now either the broad spectrum gummies are in stock and the Diamond Life pre-roll with a beautiful card. We also want to invite, as I invite every Wednesday night, men that we love, men that are on the product, I want to invite them to take part of my free coaching on our weight management Facebook group, where we're taking men who are serious that want to get this weight off, that want to start embracing a healthy, active life, to learn how to meal prep, to learn how to portion control, to start to incorporate exercise. It's all about accountability, right? I'm your coach, being accountable to weigh in every Sunday. So these are some of the things, if you want to refer your loved one who is a male to our weight loss program, please contact me. My email is ritamd@wakana.com. That's RITA, my first name, then MD @wakana.com. This is what the page looks like. It's invitation only, and it is only for men. I am going to open up the line for questions. I do have one testimony that I want you to hear. I want to remind you tomorrow evening, if you're on the webinar, you want to know and learn more about our company and our opportunity, you want to tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. to hear the cannabis industry overview with Minister Mooney. This is the Zoom ID, the call-in number as well. Whoever invited you on the line, you want to make sure that you get engaged with that Zoom webinar. So right now I am going to open up the line for my testimony here. My business partner, Kathy Weathersby, wants to share with you her experience as being a stroke and recovered survivor. Kathy Weathersby, are you out there?
Yes, I am, Dr. Rita. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Rita is exactly right. I am a woman of faith, and so I know that, first of all, God, but God. And so I won't go any further than that, but you all know who know, but God. And 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 then I had this experience last year around April. It was April 15th or so. And I had this TIA. So I was lucky enough to have the warning shot. But it was definitely a tangible experience. I did experience the loss of the right side of my body for a while. I did experience the not being able to hold one arm up equal with each other. I did experience the numbness in the face and the unsteadiness with movement. And so I knew from the face part, I remember hearing that acronym before, and I knew at the moment that I couldn't stand on my right side. And at the same time that I felt numbness in my face, that's when I started to realize that I needed to go. So long story short, I called Dr. Rita from the emergency room. And I said, Dr. Rita, I know that there's something that I have, but I can't think right now. I'm not sure what I need to do, but I know that there's something that I've learned that I've apparently forgotten. Can you help me with this? This is what's going on. And she said exactly what she said to you tonight, that studies show that when a stroke patient gets CBD in their body, they have a higher chance of recovery. Well, I didn't hear anything else past those words. I started rambling through my purse. And now, mind you, I have the use of just one of my arms, right? So my husband is wondering why I'm rambling through my purse. And so I told him, get me my vape pen. I started to vape in the middle of the emergency room. And, you know, with the freak out and all of that. But I have to tell you that my personal experience was that I knew that Dr. Rita was right, that this was a warning shot. And so I changed how I was eating. I did make sleep a priority because a person who works for themselves often doesn't think about sleep. And so I really wasn't making it a priority. And so I really made that a priority. I began to really get back into exercising. Dr. Rita's helping me with eating right And so it is important. But my story is that I went in on Friday 4 day in the morning, and I was home by 4 o'clock that Sunday, having dinner with no signs, no visible signs, no physical therapy, no medication, and I continue on with my CBD journey.
Wow, 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 wow. I remember that, Kathy, and what a blessing, because the very next week we launched Wakana 420. Um, and it was such a blessing to see you recovered. And thank God that, we had that ability to get CBD into you quickly through a vape, through a pre-roll, fast acting products, which can get into the bloodstream and improve blood flow to those who are either having an ischemic, hemorrhagic, or a TIA. So thank you so much, Kathy, for that share. And again, CBD is not magical, but what is magical is when you start to incorporate diet, exercise, sleep, decreasing anxiety, depression, decreasing pain, inflammation, all of taking your medications as prescribed, all of these things along with CBD then start to make it all magical. So I'm going to take questions. Thank you so much, Kathy, for sharing your story with us and really enlightening the attendees about your recovery and what you're doing now. It's so important so that we don't have to revisit that ever again.
One other thing, Dr. Rita, I wanted to share also, you mentioned that it's important to layer these products
Yeah.
and take them together. So I just wanted to share with folks what it is that I personally do. So I take the tincture twice a day, every day, once in the morning and once in the evening. During the day, I will have some of the water soluble in my water, and at night, I have a gummy before I go to bed. So I have that throughout my day, going through my body. So I it's not just the vape, it is the use of all of those things throughout the day.
Very good. And that's so important for our attendees to understand that having that steady state of CBD in our bloodstream is much more effective than just having one product, especially a vape, which works very fast within 1 to 5 minutes, but the duration is only about an hour. Okay, so that's why I say, and we talk about combining and layering the products as one is working and the other one has worn off, then you have that steady state of that tincture in the bloodstream, and then you have coverage at night when you're sleeping, having that gummy, which is going to last in the bloodstream for about 68 hours as you're sleeping. So real important, and that's why we recommend these packages, especially during the month of June for our men and our Father's Day. It's a great package that will give you the tinctures, the topicals, the pre-rolls, and the gummy. Everything they'll need is in there, along with the fact that so many of our men still smoke cigarettes or smoke cigars. That nicotine is just not healthy. We've seen so many testimonies of those who used to smoke nicotine, either cigarettes or cigars, and because of the pre-roll, the vape, those cravings, those addictions for those nicotine products are now gone away. So really exciting to have all of these different products that those who suffer from either smoking, drinking. We know that CBD actually helps to block the reward center so that craving and addiction is blocked, and CBD comes in and really suppresses that. So if you have any questions before we end it tonight, you can put it in the chat section or the Q&A. Please contact the person who invited you this evening. Contact them so you can get those products ordered. If you are a business partner here at Wakana, you want to invite or refer a male to our weight loss program, please email me at ritamd@wakana.com because I want to coach them. I've been coaching folks for the last 5 years, and we want to coach them to have a healthier, active lifestyle, and we can do that for them for free, complimentary through our coaching program. So that's ritamd@wakana.com. You're going to email me their name, and we will get them going. Wonderful. So, Kathy, there are no other questions. Thank you again. I want to invite each and every one of you to join us tomorrow evening. Again, a business overview with Minister Mooney, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we will see you next week. I think next week will be July. And I'm starting a whole new teaching on the clinical endocannabinoid deficiency. Yes, that's a real disease. It's called clinical endocannabinoid deficiency. And we're going to be talking about all of these disorders that have been proven through data and research that is because there is a deficiency in our endocannabinoids. So a whole teaching on that. We'll see you next week and have a great evening.